Course, very popular evening. We are talking with attorney Kevin Kennedy from the Kennedy Law Firm. It is Ask an Attorney. If you have a question or a comment, make sure you get on the line with us as quickly as possible. We don't have a lot of time left in this hour, but we do want to. One of our callers called in. He wanted a little clarification on. He was one that called about being evicted,
yes,
kicked out on the 15th.
Legally, if the law and the judges said, I want to look at the document and go by exactly what this document says. That's why one judge can interpret it one way and another judge could interpret it another way. You'd like to know what the judges are saying, then it could be interpreted against you, absolutely. Likewise, that's why I said try to have a little creativity with your lawyer argument that could divert it and show the judge why these facts are unique. And that's when I came up with that creative idea, course of dealings.
All right, so hope that straightens it out. Certainly explains a lot right there. We are going back to our lines right now. Elizabeth is on the line with us.
Wait a minute. I have another question.
Elizabeth, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. If you have a question or comment, now's the time.
I do.
Okay.
All right. I have peripheral neuropathy in both of my legs, bilateral. And I had a pistol, but it was registered to me, and I either slept with it under my pillow or in my pocket. And on one of my son's drug binge, he kicked my door. And the officers came and they arrested me. I have never been to jail, ever in my life. I took care of, I'm the founder of the Tennessee Bloodhound team. You know, I never got on the wrong side of the law.
Yes.
I always worked for the sheriff's departments and their rescue squad. And so I get arrested, and I'm supposed to be in court the next day on the eviction. And the man that was testifying for the realty company said, "Oh, you've been in a woman's battered shelter," and I mean, just said some terrible things that I really didn't want anything like that coming out in court.
Yes.
Well, so at any rate, and of course I didn't get any sleep because I'd never been to jail, and so it was all brand new to me.
Well, you know, one of the things that a lot of people don't realize, when you get into a court case, your life kind of becomes an open book. They can question you. Your lawyer would object, say, that's not material to this case. That's outside the facts of this case. Then it's an argument, and your lawyer would say there's no probative value. It's prejudicial. The judge has to call it. So many times that would intimidate them, and of course a skilled lawyer could use it and say, you really don't want to bring this case. It's going to be embarrassing. Now let's see if we can work this out among reasonable people. The other point, I think that it's classic. Anybody can be charged anytime for anything. Just because you're charged does not mean you're guilty. And if you have that pistol, you own that pistol, it's registered to you, and you have it in your home, I don't know where he's coming from, coming inside your home. The question, first thing, is the Fourth Amendment, was it illegal search and seizure? You've got constitutional rights. That's why when everyone ever says, well, we're going to take these gun rights away, that is your right. And they take away the illegal search and seizure. They come in and say, okay, Chuck, up against the wall. I say, wait a minute. Chuck say, Kevin, do something.
I will.
You're the lawyer. And so we would advance the cause. We could be arrested, he and I, tonight, but we would be up there in front of the court tomorrow with our lawyers, and then we probably have two. We might have a good criminal lawyer to get out and say not guilty. Then we have a real good civil lawyer that just fired them up. And Chuck will be driving a new Rolls Royce in a year.
I like that scenario.
I knew you would.
All right, so thanks, Elizabeth, for calling in this evening. Back to our lines right now, though. Rodney's on the line with us. Rodney, thanks for your call this evening. Do you have a question or a comment? Can you hear us, Rodney?
Yeah.
Yeah, do you have a question or a comment?
I have a question, sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
I have a question.
Sure. Go ahead, Rodney.
Okay, I'm in Clarksville, Tennessee. If a person is over 80 years old, can it be excused from jury duty in Clarksville, Tennessee?
Well, you know, how do they get this jury list? They get it when you register to vote. If you have a good reason, medically speaking, that you cannot sit on that jury. You can ask the judge to be excused. And if that was a frailty due to a health issue and you're 80 years old, you make an excellent argument. And if you said, I just can't sit that long for whatever reason, the judge usually lets you out.
Okay, good to know. So thank you for calling in, Rodney. Back to our lines, not a lot of time left, so Samantha is with us. Samantha, thanks for your patience. Thanks for calling in. And do you have a question or a comment for attorney Kevin Kennedy?
I have a question.
Okay, go ahead.
I am dealing with a custody issue. My husband, who was the father of my child, passed away several years ago. Since then, I have been dragged to court by my in-laws who are forcing me to do supervised visitation. Here recently, my daughter said that she did not want to go. She's young. Obviously, I don't want to force her for her to resent me and them in the long run.
Yes.
And every time I cancel, if she's sick or whatever the situation may be, they threaten me to go back to court. I am a single mom, so I can't continue to pay for a lawyer and all this. And I was under the impression that Tennessee had a no grandparent law.
You're pretty smart. And really where I find her situation, it's called the power of the purse. And so when you get into it with people who have substantial financial means, they're going to hire the best lawyers. They're going to advance the cause. But remember, the law is still on her side. Parents' rights are superior to grandparents' rights. So now you're really in the catbird seat, in my professional opinion, because the other side is no longer here. And so you could go and see a lawyer, and I know you've said that your finances are difficult, but I think there's some that would help you. You also have the right to even ask the court and say, due to my circumstance, would the court entertain appointing a lawyer for me? And so that's something that you might consider, because you never know what your circumstances are. Everybody is opposed to injustice.
Okay, so Samantha, thanks so much for calling in this evening. Kevin, we've just got about 30 seconds left in this segment. What do you see in terms of, what are the most common things that people come in to see you for?
Lots of child custody. It will always be an issue. It's an issue from the time the child is born until that child is 18. There's time that the money, people have jobs and they lose their job. We got to do something. We have issues where the children don't want to go anymore. Perhaps it's a dangerous environment, new boyfriends, new girlfriends. We got to do something.
All right.
So we see lots and lots of that. DUI, drugs and alcohol, it's going to be on, it's in your finances, it's in your marriage, it's in the criminal courts.
Okay, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to give the information on how to contact Kevin Kennedy, so do come on back with us on Open Line.